you guys both are basically saying, all right, folks, here we are in Trading Up. We've got Paul Scott in the house with Humble Trader. We're actually doing a bit of a comparison here. We've done an interview where we break down the two different styles, ICT and Paul's institutional trading floor style. So what we're going to do is see them in action here. We've got Humble Trader going first. He's going to break down NQ. Then we've got Paul doing it as well. You're just going to get a different view on or be able to compare the two different styles. So over to you, Humbled.
All righty. All right, very simple. Have this wick. When this candle closes below 50% of the wick, that's going to be the entry. So it'll pull back a little bit. So we're going short. Stop loss will be about right there. See, I got to make sure this is right there, and then the target would be here. That's only if this candle closes below 50%. Okay, if it closes above 50%, then we're going to do the opposite. If it closes above 50%, then we're going to use this. Stop loss will be around there, and then we'll target that high right there.
Interesting. It's funny that it's literally. The irony is, I think we're going to see a very kind of similar-ish approach to with Paul. So it's very basic, isn't it? So, and I do remember it being the same way you did your analysis on the last time we did it. Is this as simple as it gets? Because I'm sure you've got more complex analysis when you actually broke down the whole trade.
Yeah, this is the 4-hour chart. Well, I don't trade the 4-hour chart. It gets more complex down to the minute. So I usually start at the 15 and drop down to the minute, and I'll trade the minute chart. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is from a 4-hour point of view. And look, the last one did seem to go really well. So Paul, do you want to share your screen and we can have a look at how you would get a trade on this NQ market?
Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Black Bull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Black Bull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. That's right, get either the Essential, Plus or Premium plans absolutely free, and all you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Black Bull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below.
Right. Okay, so let's make that a bit bigger because not everyone's eyes are as good. Right, so I've got, so what am I going to do? So I'm going to basically go to here. This for me is a bit too recent. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to here. $350. Right, so I'm going to go there knowing that this here was a key decision-making place. So the value was overvalued, it's expensive, people want to sell. The same thing happened here. We get here, something has changed. And that's now changed in people's minds, so they've now actually changed the value. So breaking and closing above there tells me that the previous value has been altered. Right, then what would I do? Then I would be going in around here. And saying to myself, right, what can I see from here? Well, I got here, got rejected, overvalued. Here, breaks and closes above, changes value. Cheap, changes value again, and then basically bounces off of there. So if I just tidy that up and just call it that, then what I would do is I would say, right, what is my differential between there and there? So I go 26,350, take away 24,005, gives me 2,345 points. So I then go 26,350 plus 23,45, gives me 28,695. And I go...
Do you know, somebody actually said in the comments of your last video an easier way to do these levels.
Yes, they may very well have done, but I'm an old fart.
Yeah, it was the there's a little is a Fibonacci thing, I think it was, or the one below that one actually, and you can just literally drag it, copy the first one, and then your other ones kind of just like get pre-populated on there.
Yeah, but it doesn't show you the prices, which is quite important.
Yeah, well, that will be that's the downside to it.
Yeah. So then what we're doing is notice what's up at the top. Here. Look how the market's reacted here, but not by not by using these candles as information. It's using the distance between this one and this one. Right, so then what do I want to do here? I want to go 2660. Again, notice what's happening. And you might say that range is kind of big. Yes, it is, but I want to get maximum value from it. 19315. Right. Okay. So if I just came down to there, so we basically mapped out the Nasdaq for what we mapped it out for 22,000 points. There's my maths rubbish. No, 12,000 points. Sorry. Right. So that's what it would look like on a week. So what I'm looking for is reactions from particular prices. I've got wicks wicking off of here, and here. Where do you want to do your business? At the extremities. Right. So then if I then take that down to a day, and then maybe scrunch that up a bit. So what I'm basically saying is, look, you want to let this market move a certain percentage into here before taking the trade, because once you get there, you know that that's the key decision-making price. So the decision will come from there. Is it up? Is it down? Don't want to put a slant on that. Don't want to use my ego. Don't want to say, I think. I want to let the market move, and then I'm going to follow it. And so by doing that, I always know where I want to trade from before the market gets there, which allows me to do what? Set up an alert there. Then what am I doing? I get an alert, buy stop, sell stop, at a certain percentage, let that market then go and show me in which direction it wants to go. I can do that on 5 charts, 10 charts, 15 charts, 20 charts, 50 charts, 100 charts. Depends on how busy you want to be. That is it.
So with where it is currently, what would you be, have you sort of said, oh, that level's now done its job. I'm kind of looking now for the next level to be hit?
No. So what would I be doing again? Well, this is I want a certain percentage. Right. So if we said 2, 3, 4, 5, 100. So if I was then to say, if I wanted to use a 25% stop, I would be looking at let's do that maths again because I just got rid of it. All right, 586. 28109. So what would I be doing? So if I just change that color to there so you could see it. Change it to red. I would basically be saying, right, I would like a short position to open here. So a sell stop. And then I'd want another one above 586. 28981. So that would be there. And then basically again, so as I said, no, that's not the right price, is it?
It looks a bit too tight.
That's a bit too tight. 29281. There we go. 81. There we go. Fat fingers on the keyboard. Right. So basically, what would I be looking for? Well, from here, I'm like, right, market's come down. It's triggered me in on an alert. I've got my alert in, and it's basically said to me, right, look, I want to go past here to enter into a short stop. I want to go long here, entering into a buy stop, only after I've got my alert. If I don't get that alert, I'm not interested because the market can't be where I need it to be.
So it's interesting. It's almost like going back to the original whole thesis of this, comparison. it's almost like you've got an algorithm here running in the market. Ironically, you've got your own algorithm, and then Humbled with his ICT style has almost got his own algorithm. Here, you guys both are basically saying you don't know which way price is going to go, and I think that's probably the best way to approach it. At this point, you're waiting for something to happen before you know which way price is going to go. So if anyone watching this that wants to take anything out of this whole kind of series, I think that's probably the big major thing to take away. Hey guys, thanks for coming on. What we're going to do is probably cut now to the result, and hopefully these have been triggered by the time this goes live, and I can give you an update as to at least one or both. We're going to cut to that now. Right, folks, so here we have the same chart with those trades marked up. We're going to have a look and see how it played out. So the first one is, we'll go with Humbled. So this was 50% of the wick. He had an entry long and an entry short. So we're going to hit play on this and see how it would have played out. So that closed below, which he said if it closes below, I'm going short. It would have come up, hit this, stopped them out pretty much straight away, at which point it closes above. Now this one comes into play. So let's have a look and see what happens there. So that triggers it just, with spread in that, who knows if you would have got in. It did go up and hit the take profit. So let's call that a win. So that was 3.27. So good call there from Humbled. At this point, it triggers Paul's long. So the short gets cancelled. And we've got the target up here. I'm just going to hit play on this to see what happens. We get so close there. And once again, at this point, I don't know if it's going to come back up here, but it was a pretty good trade to get to I think it was like something like 2.3. I think all those trades go 2.13. So good calls there from both traders. Folks, let's wrap this show up.
Hey, if candlesticks still confuse you, they're costing you more than you think. My private mentor JJ's decoded 25,000 hours of trading into one better candlestick. Click the link in the description or visit tradingnut.com to watch the free video and grab the free guide.
Paul, what's the best way for traders to find out more about you?
www.paulscottfx.com. Don't do social media. So you have to go to a website. You have to be old school.
And Humbled, what's the best way for folks to find out more about you?
On TikTok, Humble Trader 20 is Humble Trader, not Humbled. HUMBLE Trader 20 on TikTok. And I have all my links in the bio to my Discord. That's it.
Brilliant. Well, look, guys, once again, thank you for coming on and sharing. I know there's a lot of value in here. Do remember to check out the interview we did with both of these guys and their separate interviews as well if you want to find out more. There are links below this video here. If you do want to get access to Paul or Humbled, we'll put them in the show notes there as well. So, folks, whilst you're down there, hit subscribe, like, and that notifications bell, and we'll see you in the next episode on Trading Nut.